Hello everyone and welcome back to more of the MLB The Show Brewers Franchise. Here with me, Slayer Mathis. We are finished with the month of April. I'm going to try to speed things up as we continue on through this. Just wanted to really get to know the team a little bit. 5 games, probably a little bit too much. I'm doing this just as the opening day is processing, so I might combine a few of the games in if it's a short enough time between, or short enough videos rather. But we are here end of April, beginning of May. We have a lot of things that we can look at. First off, we're going to go and look at our player statistics. We're going to be sorting things by OPS. Rowdy Tellez leading the team in OPS. 333 average, 404 OBP, one of the better ones in the league, as well as a 667 slugging percentage. Rowdy Tellez doing fantastic so far in the early goings of this year. Had a great first 2 games that we had in gameplay. 333 ISO, very strong as well. So Rowdy Tellez doing well for himself. Luis Urias suffered a finger contusion shortly after our Padres game. Has been out since, although he is returning very shortly. He's done well in his few at-bats up back in the majors. Christian Yelich slowly starting to get back to his old form, perhaps. Though, of course, could it be just part of a... could be old form, it could just be a strong start to the year. We'll have to see how things go as the year progresses. Owen Miller, few utility at-bats. Doing fine. Luke Voigt has been struggling a bit, but his only hit has been a home run, so something there. Victor Caratini's fine. William Contreras, going back to the more all-around players, our third best batter every day. Bryce Terang doing very well. He was out with some hip inflammation for a little bit. Winker Adames, Mike Brasso, good splits guy. Tyrone Taylor, still going to be out for a while with a broken arm. Out 1 to 2 months, giving some at-bats to Joey Weimer, who is still struggling, but it's early on in the season. Not too many at-bats, so I'm not really all too worried. Looking at our pitchers, we're going to go by ERA. Milner and Cousins have not given up runs yet. Hobie Milner getting the save in the Angels game. Jake Cousins, also 5 innings, nothing given up. Matt Bush doing well. Devin Williams had a slow first few games, has since heated up. Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta doing well. Peralta out for a while with some sprained elbow ligaments. So being safe with him, have him on the DL. Adrian Hauser doing well. And then there's the rest of the team. Ethan Small, few innings. Corbin Burns just getting off to a slow start. His FIP, I don't believe, is very great either. Actually, his FIP's pretty good. He's just been a little bit unlucky. With fielding, Jansen Junk, Wade Miley, Javi Guerra, Bryce Wilson, and Yoel Payamps. Payamps fractured hand. He's going to be out for a while. Looking at our FIP, Bryce Wilson really struggling. Jansen Junk struggling. Ethan Small, really a lot of people struggling. Adrian Hauser about middle of the road. I think about 3.5 is pretty average for FIP. Burns, again, slow start to the year. Hobie Milner doing fantastic. Devin Williams doing great. Peralta was doing very fine until his injury. He is going to be temporarily out. We can look at some of our AAA. Tyler Naquin doing quite well. Aaron Ashby, who in real life is injured for a little while longer, I think, but gonna still keep him ready to go. Keston Hiura, probably a quick call-up, even if he is not part of the 40-man right now. Abraham Toro struggling a little bit. Justin Wilson struggling. Sal Frelick, one of the big prospects down here, having a slow start to his 2023 AAA campaign. Might get sent down. I'll probably go in between episodes and really sort things out. Colin Ray, I think it's Colin Ray, doing quite well. He is on the 40-man. Van Meter doing quite well for himself as well. In AA, Jackson Chorio, bit of an okay start. 696 OPS is fine. AA team not doing great. I don't think I'm going to do too much minor league content, just in terms of games, because it doesn't really interest me all too much, but I will go over the stats, but, like, not doing great to start off the year. And we'll go and look around the league. Right now, the Pirates are dominating the NL Central, 20-8 record, then followed by Brewers Cardinals, and then the Reds and Cubs. Out in the West, the Dodgers and Padres, as expected, ruling the roost, while the Rockies, Giants, and D-backs are struggling down below. And looking at the East, Braves, Phillies, and Mets all above 500, Marlins, and Nats. Nats really in the basement. For it, here's the wild card setup so far. Padres firmly number 1, 3 teams tied for the... There's 3 wild card spots. 2 teams tied for 3rd, Cardinals just behind. On the AL East, a little bit of a dogfight going on. Still very close between every team that is not the Orioles. Really just the tagline of the 2010s. NL Central, the Twins up on top, followed by the White Sox, Tigers, Guardians, and Royals struggling. Meanwhile, in the AL West, the Angels up top, Mariners following suit. The Rangers also doing quite well right in the contest for the wild card. And we'll also take a look at some of our league leaders. Xander Bogaerts broke his... actually, that's something I can look at right now. Let's go and look at some of our injury lists. So, nothing major out here. O'Neal Cruz, he's just AAA right now because of his real-life injury. I've noticed that the game is pretty good about adding people to the 40-man, so that's fine. Waino, that's a shame that Wainwright's injured. Even if I don't get along with the Cardinals too much, still, Wainwright being injured is a shame, especially after only 1 inning pitched. Tommy Edman, Brendan Donovan, it's fine. Brandon Pfaadt, it's supposed to be really good. Jake, a interesting player, but broken leg. Brandon Pfaadt, I think it's Pfaadt, injured as well. Just going through other interesting games. Evan Phillips, I believe, is pretty good. Yeah, Phillips struggled for a while, and then suddenly just randomly broke out with the Dodgers. Currently with a fractured forearm. David Dahl, formerly up there, and of course we saw Xander Bogaerts, broken collarbone. That'll take him out for a little while. Heston Kierstad, a pretty high up there prospect for the Orioles, is out. Aaron Judge going to be out for the year, dislocated ankle, likely for the year at least. So there goes his repeat chances. The Rays ravaged by injuries right now. Rasmussen, Harold Ramirez, and Isaac Paredes and Christian Bethancourt all injured. Rasmussen part of the Willy Adames trade. Out in Toronto, Cavan Biggio going to be out for the rest of the year, looks like. George Springer also out. Over in the Sox, Lucas Giolito out for a little bit. Tariq Skubal, Zach McKinstry, Torkelson, Matt Boyd. Not great looking for Detroit. Michael Garcia, a young prospect for Kansas City, going to be out. Kirilloff, who is a Road to the Show legend. I see him all the time in Road to the Show, and I don't play it too much when I do. Ryan Jeffers, also injured as well. Yordan Alvarez, broken arm. We'll take him out for about a month more. Griffin Canning, just played against his team, but not really a big deal there. Sam Haggerty injured. Out in Detroit, Yoshi Tsutsugo injured. I believe he was supposed to, if I recall, he was supposed to be a real big deal, but not being. Ezekiel Duran and Leody Taveras both injured as well. Michael Harris, the torn calf. Colin McHugh out for a little bit as well. Jesse Franklin. Is it the Nationals prospect? There's one prospect that has a really similar name. Or it could be this guy, and he's just really dropped down. Chisholm, torn ankle. Or broken ankle, rather. Not many injuries for the Marlins system, but they're all very important people. Nothing too big for there, nothing big there. Keibert Ruiz with a dislocated shoulder. Israel Pineda, Corey Dickerson, David Bodie, the Goatie, and Christopher Morel out for a while as well. Jonathan India, Ellie De La Cruz, both out as well. Brings us back to this. Back to the league leader, Xander Bogaerts. So far, leading in average. Top 5, Jeff McNeil, Trey Turler, and then a tie of Rowdy, Nick Castellanos, and Brandon Nimmo, and Chris Taylor. Out in the AL, Alejandro Kirk, Stephen Kwan, Anthony Rizzo, AJ Pollock, and Alex Dugo. We'll go over to, home run leaders, Juan Soto, CJ Cron, Rowdy Tellez, Yelly, and Nolan Arenado. Then Shohei, Rizzo, and Vladdy, Brendan Lau. Yeah, it's Lau. He's Lau, Nathaniel Lowe. And then Jose Abreu. We'll check OPS, CJ Cron, Bryce Harper, Rowdy, Juan Soto, and Xander Bogaerts. American League, Rizzo, Kirk, Taylor, Shohei, Jose Abreu. We can't actually see FIP through that method, which is a shame. But if we look at just ERA, Zach Plesac having a tremendous year so far early on, although FIP is not all too impressive, being really helped out in those 39 innings. Shohei, Heaney, Detmers, and McClanahan. Meanwhile, the National League, Woodford, Thompson, Stroman, Lugo, and Waka. And going over to our top prospects, Brewers have Jackson Chourio as the number 4 prospect in all of baseball. I believe Grayson Rodriguez having a little bit of a pop in the show. Francisco Alvarez, Ellie De La Cruz, Jordan Walker. Got Zach Veens in AAA. But James Wood, I think, might be who I'm thinking of. But going down, no other Brewers in the top 50. But we'll go and take a look at our scouting. That's something we should probably do. If we look at our team rankings, this is a very strong pitcher class. A lot of starting pitchers, few closers out there as well. For some of these people we will not be able to get. Hector Cruz, looking to be a very good prospect according to our scouts, the 18-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. I'm probably going to make up some stories for some of these guys as I go through them, find out who's actually going to do stuff. But just because I find it a little bit more interesting, I know I don't have the dedication to quite do something like an Octa Gaming to have the highlights, but still have that. So Hector Cruz looking to be pretty good. Fully scouted. Joaquin Cabrera out of Puerto Rico. Luis Valenzuela out of Dominican Republic. It's a very strong international draft class as well. Jaime Carvajal probably is looked at as one of the top Brewer prospects on there. Sam Merriville in there. So a very strong starting pitching class. We can just scroll through here. Lots of high-end prospects. Brewers looking at second baseman and third baseman as well. Second base, Jaime Carvajal, probably really the number 1 guy on the list. Malcolm Mendoza, very good fielder, but a little bit of a lackluster hitter, although does have some good pop against righties. Might be someone who we take a look at, but Jaime Carvajal looks very solid. Definitely going to be looked at for that compensatory pick. Henry Cortez looked at for his hitting ability. Meanwhile, over at third base, we have, I believe it was Alvin Holcomb that I'm interested in. Yeah, good fielding, potentially decent enough hitting, someone who a little bit more look into. But that's just a brief look over the draft class. We'll go over some of them, of course, as we get to the draft, but I think that will do it for our update. It's fine, I know that we can go back into scouting, but that will do it for our update for the year. And next time we'll get back into more games when we'll start much more quickly going through this 2023 season.